Hello, welcome to 4 Minutes Closer to God. Now we have Nimrod Part 2. What is the mighty man like and how did he become king of the world? Well, his reputation as a mighty hunter, killing off large predators in the newly established earth where the flood had cleansed the space and the animals had free range. He got a reputation for being a mighty hunter, but he was also rebellious or a tyrant and came against God. And so the Tower of Babel was built in order to reach God and be able to take him on in hand-to-hand combat. And so we have Nimrod being a wicked person, and from the days of the flood, he was the most wicked man that existed. And what's interesting, as Nimrod, the king of Babel, in Jasher, he is called also Amraphel. And so because of the ages of people who lived back then, for example, Noah lived 350 years after the flood. Shem, his son, lived a long time as well, and some attribute the character Melchizedek to being Shem. We also have an overlap of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Esau, with Nimrod, depending on how you calculate the calendar there. And so Nimrod was king of Babel, but he was also called Amraphel, and Amraphel was one of the kings in the battles of Genesis 14 that Abraham was involved with. Nimrod then was observing Esau all the days, and his jealousy was kindled in his heart against Esau. The idea is that Esau was also a mighty hunter, and Nimrod had been growing old and so was jealous of him. And so the tradition is that Esau was observing Nimrod and deciding to hide out. And when Nimrod was just with a few of his men, while others were off searching for Esau, he leapt out from his hiding place and cut off Nimrod's head. Well, from this, then we get the idea nowadays that Nimrod, revivified, may become the Antichrist, the one who has the wounded, the head wound that then he comes back to life from. And so we'll see how this plays out in the future, whether near or far. And so Esau then stole the garments that Adam had given unto those who passed behind him. And so Noah passed them on to Cush, ultimately to Nimrod, who stole them. Esau grabbed them, took the garments and ran back to his town, his hometown, and he was being chased there, and he went into his father's house, weary and exhausted from the fight, and he was ready to die through grief when he approached his brother Jacob and sat before him, and Esau sold Jacob his birthright. So now you know the rest of that story. The idea then is the fame of Nimrod spread across the earth in the form of Apollo or Zeus, Marduk, Zoroaster, all these different countries with their different gods. We have Atlas as a titan in Greece, Osiris in Egypt. We have Tammuz in Assyria, Dagon of the Amorites and Philistines, Uranus, Greek titan, Ashur of Assyria, and Shiva even in India, all having characteristics very like Nimrod.